Shalom, Kahalo, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Akakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push in the word of truth and its sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua, back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to those of you that are listening. All right, so we're getting close to them nukes. All right, we're getting closer. The war in Eastern Europe is going to escalate. All right. India and Pakistan are going at it. We might have to look at that. And then Armenia and Azerbaijan. What does that spell? It spells World War. All right. Ukraine won a little battle, and now Vlad is scared, and he wants to sit down and talk it out, and maybe we can get a ceasefire. No. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, ceasefire, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. NIV, while people are saying peace and safety, destruction will come on them suddenly as labor pains on a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. Nothing is gonna stop World War III. It's only gonna escalate by the day, by the hour. Okay? Let's get this real quick. No, I want that. We're gonna go to that. Let's get this. Armenia. Fights a war with Azerbaijan, B-I or B-A-I? I don't know. Let's see what comes up. B-A-I-J-A-N. Okay. A year ago, a year, a month. What about 2 days ago? See how they hide it? Why the Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict is flaring up again 9 hours ago. All right. World War. Latest updates 10 hours ago. Deadly clashes erupt between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Look at that. Intense fighting. Although it says that Vlad brokered a ceasefire. A cease what? Okay, while people are saying peace and safety, ceasefire. Destruction will come on them suddenly. All right, ain't no ceasefire. Maybe for a moment. Okay, check that out. All right, now let's do this. All right, India. Or with the Pakis. I don't mean that in a racial way, but I don't care. 1 year, 6 months, 3 years, 7 days. Okay, that's nothing. 5 years, 4 years. Come on now. That thing flared up a minute ago. A year means they're hiding it. Okay. 2 hours, that's Russia and Ukraine. 1 day. Okay, Battle of Shawanda, September. Okay, well, is this an old one? 65, Slovakia. 6 days. Syria. Okay. 2 years, 4 days. Three weeks. 1 year, 3 months. Bear with me, I'm just looking. India raises concern over UK's transfer of Pakistan arms to Ukraine. That's India and Pakistan. 6 days. Be it India or China, how Taliban warned Pakistan army of consequence over border row. Row. That's what they say in England. They're having a row. This thing is heating up, is my point. They're not saying it. In Indo-Pak wars, complete timeline. They're about to go at it. Nothing's going to stop it. All right? We're just looking into it. This is the update. Upset Afghan fans, thrash Pak fans. Is that at a soccer game? 1 year, 4 days. How did a road, what is it, the Khyber Pass? How did a road lead to war between India and Pakistan? Okay, the Khyber Pass, I believe. The Khyber Rifles. 4 years, 5 years, 2 days. All right, enough on that. 3 weeks. Okay, hey, this thing is about to jump off. Okay, 4 days ago, a U.S. official opens up on giving F-16 equipment to Pakistan, lauds India for Ukraine contribution. Okay, so the allies of the U.S., right, are fortifying each other. Okay, India is contributing to the Ukraine. So everybody's gearing up for this war. Let's get a quick scripture. All right. Let's get Joel 3. What does it mean that they're giving each other weapons? Okay. Joel 3 and 9. Salakia. And 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Okay. Plowshare is a gardening tool. Sword is a weapon of war. A pruning hook is a gardening tool. A spear is a weapon of war. Okay. I'll read 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Get your weapons. Okay. What does it mean? It says, get your weapons. What does this mean? Let the weak say, I'm sure. Go give Iran, Russia, go give Iran some of them nukes. Well, Iran doesn't have a nuke. Yeah, right. And Israel can bomb them at it. We got them nukes. Come and get me. Okay. Get this real quick. I don't want that. I want this. Let's get this. I pulled this up yesterday. Russia supply arms to its 4 months. 4 weeks. Moscow is ready to share Russian weapons with its allies, says Putin. Okay? We brought this out yesterday. 4 weeks, 1 day. Russian troops face issues with arms supplies. Intercept Ukraine-Russian war news. Okay. It's something. me something recent. Right here. New arms supplies for Ukraine from allies. You see how this war, and a war takes two sides. Here's the side of Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay, they're sending Ukraine what? Weapons to fight against Russia. Russia is sending Iran, Ethiopia, Syria, sending them weapons. Right here, 4 months. Russia warns West against sending weapons to Ukraine. Everybody sent it, going back to what? Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into the spear. Get your weapons ready and give them to your buddies. Let the weak say I'm strong. Okay? So that's what we see going on. Now, what weapons? I said, how is the world as we know it? Right? It's the end of the world as we know it, right? That's right. It starts with an earthquake, right? What earthquake? This earthquake. That's right. It starts with an earthquake. Aeroplanes, right? Lenny Bruce is not afraid, right? This earthquake. In the same hour as Revelation 11 and 13, the same hour was there a great earthquake. What caused the great earthquake? Those nuclear weapons. And the 10th part of the city, Babylon the great city, fell. America. All 10 FEMA regions. Okay? You got a zip code, there's 10 regions. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were afraid and gave glory to the power of heaven. This earthquake was caused by mutually assured destruction. All right? The earth, real to and fro. Isaiah 24. Where are we going to start? Oh. Start at 18. This is talking about nuclear and nuclear exchange. Isaiah 24 and 18. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. Why? What's going to cause the earth to shake? The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. What do you mean clean dissolved? The elements will get that. The earth is moved exceedingly. This is a nuclear, mutually assured destruction. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. The transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall not fall, and it shall fall and not rise again. Okay? Is this 2 Peter? 2 Peter. And then we'll get to where this war is going. What is it? Start right here. What is the day of the Lord? 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord is when the missiles hit. Mutually assured destruction. The one you ignorantly call Jesus is going to come back in his war chariot with the angels of God in their war chariots that the world ignorantly calls UFOs or UAPs, whatever you want to call them. In the Bible, they're called the chariots of Israel. But the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Why? Because you don't even know. Well, the UFOs are not real. Yeah. When you see them, go watch Independence Day with Will Smith. They're telling you the story right there. The day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. That's that earthquake. When a nuclear missile explodes, there's going to be a great noise. The earth is going to shake. You're going to think it's an earthquake. But when 100 million, when 200 million missiles all hit at the same time, what's going to happen to the earth? And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nuclear fission. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Well, the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, put a rainbow in the sky. Why? Not for the LGBTQRST. The rainbow says, I won't destroy the earth ever again with water. How's he going to do it this time? 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved. There's that dissolved again. Clean dissolved. What manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Looking for and hasting unto the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire, oh, there's that fire. The end of the world as we know it. It starts with an earthquake. Birds and planes, birds and snakes and aeroplanes. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. Okay? Wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. How? Said all that to get here. Okay? Now real quick, I have to do this now. I'll just go here. The end of the world as we know it. REM. Lyrics. That's right. It starts, oh, I'm in the wrong one. Where is it? That's right, it starts with an earthquake. Let me go back and get that. Salakia. Bear with me, please. I didn't make this shit up. That's great. It starts with an earthquake. What earthquake? We got to go back and get it? A great earthquake. That's right. That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes and aeroplanes, and Lenny Bruce, nigga, is not afraid. What? What starts? Not the end of the world, but the end of the world as we know it. And guess what? Okay? One more time on the earthquake. That's great. It starts with an earthquake. Where's that at? I'll pull it up. Well, you're wasting time. Well, just bear with me. That's great. It starts with what? Revelation 11 and 13. In the same hour, was there a great earthquake? Where did we go? Let's go back here. That's great. Did we get that? Here. Did this. Let's see how. Why is this up here? Let's see. Commercial. Damn commercial. I'm just proving a point here. All right. Predictive programming.
That's great. It starts with an earthquake.
All right. There's your earthquake. I thought there was an explosion at the end. Maybe I'm wrong. Pretty stupid little video here. Oh, could be wrong. All right. Sorry for wasting your time. Listen to this. I'm going to start this halfway right here. Listen to what this guy, the voice of reason, all right, Military and Foreign Affairs Network, Russia, Ukraine, next options today. Okay? Listen to what he says. Where are we now after the counteroffensive, right? And right after the counteroffensive that Ukraine did so well, right? Then Vlad went and took and drove some cruise missiles into all the infrastructure over there. Those people right now, they're running out of water. Right now, they're running out of food. They ain't got no lights. Guess what's going on over there? They're killing each other. Ever heard of cannibalism? Okay.
Same time, the Ukrainians aren't going to acquiesce either, given some of the battlefield victories that they've experienced near Kharkov. So, what happens next? Now, oftentimes you will hear about this Russian strategy to escalate in order to de-escalate, which kind of circles me back to.
That's where it's going. Escalation. All right. There's not going to be no ceasefire. There's not going to be. Well, let's work it out on paper. You get this. You get that. No. That time is over.
Deployment of those tactical nuclear weapon systems.
Wait a minute.
It would not be outside the realm of possible.
What did he say?
Near Kharkov. So, what happens next? Now, oftentimes you will hear about this Russian strategy to escalate in order to de-escalate, which kind of circles me back to the deployment of those tactical nuclear weapon systems. It would not be outside the realm of possibility for something to happen that could be perceived as a NATO or U.S. intervention in the ongoing war. Could it be something that happens in the Baltics? Could it be something that happens near the Polish border that causes some sort of direct conflict between Russian forces and NATO forces? Then you could see that possible tactical nuclear release by Russian forces. I mean, we're looking at everything that's possible within this war. No one sees a nuclear war coming.
Yes, we do. We see it right in the pages of the Holy Scriptures. All right. He's talking about tactical nuclear weapons. It started small. Now they're at cruise missiles. The next step is what they call micro nukes or tactical nukes. Okay? And then a little bit later, depending on the escalation, the time of escalation, right? ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles.
it just doesn't happen that way. Now, it's possible that, and I'm talking about the strategic use of nuclear weapons. You would see rapid escalation, and I don't believe that the West would would play that game. I don't believe the West is ready to risk a nuclear exchange, meaning a strategic nuclear exchange after a tactical nuclear exchange. So if the Russians utilized tactical nuclear weapons and escalated this thing dramatically, would the West be willing to radically escalate as well? I don't know, and I don't believe the West would be willing to do that. Thus, you would see a lot of pressure by the West on the Ukrainians to immediately try and ratchet this thing down and maybe acquiesce to some of Putin's demands. I don't know. I'm just throwing these ideas out there on what could happen because we don't know what's going to happen at this point.
Yes, we
At
do.
this point, neither side is willing to give an inch in what's happening on the ground, and Putin really has ultimately two decisions: escalate and continue the war, or de-escalate and back out, which ultimately would mean a defeat. And based on what Putin has done in the past, if you look at what happened in Chechnya and what happened in 2008 in Georgia and what's happening now in Ukraine, that's not what he has done in the past. So he has normally escalated in the past. And again, that escalation concept is to eventually de escalate. In that escalation, whatever that is, could it be an enhanced ballistic missile and cruise missile campaign against Ukrainian targets? Could it mean a general mobilization? Could it mean creating some sort of a direct outbreak of hostilities between NATO and Russia? Again, that would impact the economic situation of the West. It would impact the economic situation here in the United States.
Boom. That's exactly what he's going to
And we're heading into winter in terms of Europe needing energy.
do. And that's where Vlad excels, in the cold, in the snow, in the winter. Right? He's leading them onto his home turf, which is the cold. All right. They even started the war at a particular time before it got too hot, and they get bogged down. So whatever's going on right now, it's all going to change when it gets colder.
So when I talk about the use of tactical nuclear weapons, I get that some see it as clickbait.
What are you talking about? You're talking about nuclear weapons. Yeah, small ones at first. Okay. Now, the Holy Bible, the scriptures say that's where this thing is going.
Ultimately, it's something that's very very much real and could occur. And I know when people see it and hear about it, they immediately get very very nervous, and that's what it's designed to do. And it would be a strategy, could be a tactic that Russia could use ultimately to look for a ending of the war. They're going to have to do something because what's happening right now isn't working for the Russians. It's not going well for them, so they're going to have to do something. So what that something is, it's either A, pull out, accept defeat.
That's not happening.
Then what happens to Putin? What happens to Putin's inner circle? Difficult to say. Probably not something good is going to come from it. Do they mobilize? Possibly. That could happen, but ultimately that would also prove that that Putin made a mistake in terms of calling this a special operation, not what it is. It's a war. Or rapid escalation, meaning Russia against NATO, create a lot of anxiety in the West through the threatened use or limited use of tactical nuclear weapons. And
that's all we need. Okay, and that's where it's going. All right, it's going to start out with micro, tactical, whatever you want to call them. It's going to escalate into this. What does the scriptures say? 2nd Ezra 16. We'll start at 3. A sword. What is a sword? What is a fiery flying sword? See, the metaphors that are used in the Bible, okay, go back to 2,000 years ago. They were writing this thing, and they were given a vision or maybe a hologram of what's going on today, okay? They see these rockets and missiles and stuff, and they're trying to explain them the best way that they can. And not only that, the Bible is written in dark sayings, in mystery, right? And parables. So it's supposed to be a mystery unto you. And only the ones that the Most High Yahweh Shemel wants to understand, those are the ones that are going to understand. If you don't get it, and, oh, that guy's crazy. Well, go fuck yourself. Plain and simple. You'll see it. You will see it. Then shall you know. I'm going to get that on the way out. When you see it go down, I'll get it. All right, a sword, that's a missile, is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues, what plagues? Are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May a man drive away, may any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may any one quench the fire in the stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow, look up the term broken arrow, that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh. That's great. It starts with a earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with the waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. That's the nuclear silo, the bow. His arrows, that's the missile that he shooteth, are sharp, and they shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, from continent to continent. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. What else do you need? You need this. Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague. What plague? Wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. This plague, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. That plague. I'm not going to play it. I'm going to bring it up. this plague. Read that again, Zechariah. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Go watch this. This is what it's talking about. Okay? See that mushroom cloud right here, from here to here, folding over? All right? What is a broken arrow? Let's get it right here. The movie is going to come up. Broken arrow. Broken arrow. Oh, I don't even want to go into it. All right, let's get it here. We're going to close after this. Broken. Broken arrow. What does that say? Nuclear. An accidental nuclear event involving nuclear weapons, warheads, or components which does not create the risk of nuclear war. That's what a broken arrow. An arrow is a nuclear weapon. A broken arrow is a nuke that is damaged. So when you go back here and you say, 2 Ezra 16:11, may one turn again the arrow, not the broken arrow, that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues. What plagues? These plagues. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. This. What are we talking about right here? Micro nukes. Where did it go? Okay. What was it? Whatever. Where did that guy go? This. Micro nukes. Where'd it go?
Weapons, and that's so. Again, when I say tactical nuclear weapons, you can do above ground tests.
Good enough. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect were edified, brothers and few sisters with that. We'll see you tomorrow. Shalom.